Hello gang, welcome back to Transport Fever 2 with no map specifically selected. That is for a reason. You might have seen by the title page anyway. Pack your bags because we're going on a little holiday to Boundless Bay, one of the DLC maps. I've got to have a little bit of a mix-up. I've got to just freshen things up a little bit because you start playing the same maps over and over again. You know what it's like. It can get a little bit same, and sometimes you need to have a little break, come back, and we can play them again later. So I thought today would be a good day to check out in free games, play map, Boundless Bay, right? I like the tropical maps. I think that they're just my style. I think growing up on the coast myself, being a Navy guy, you know, always on the water. These island, beachy, watery ones, I just love. I have a thing for them. Okay, anyway, so we're gonna go check this out today. First, we've got to stop off and grab a couple of mods on the way. Nothing too serious. We'll add it to the mod list as we go in this playthrough. I'm not gonna upload a mod list to the Steam store yet until I've got something more definitive and down pat of what I want to take mod wise into this map. We're going to check this map out together for the first time, so this is something exciting for me as well because I actually haven't looked at it. I'm just going to go urban here because I want to take my legacy vehicles that comes with the DLC stuff that you got, like it was an extra bonus. Everything else I'm not going to take. We're going to leave all of those. So I've got legacy, early supporter, and deluxe content. The other thing I just want to take with me is some brush shit. So better brushes here, better terrain brushes. This is the mod that I want to take with me. Just always helps out a bit as well. Probably not early on when we're trying to make money straight off the bat. We're going to hit apply there. Options wise, I'm just going to leave it how it is. Okay, I'm going to leave all of this the same. I'm not even going to change the difficulty settings or anything like that. I just think for a playthrough series, we want to check this map out. We want to do some playing and maybe build something pretty and nice and see how we go. Let's kick into the map and let's explore this together. Well, welcome to Boundless Bay. We are stranded on an island, apparently. The game has seen fit to put Ham in his place. Guys, this is exciting, actually. I'm keen to see where this takes us. All right, so we start on this little island. Ooh, beautiful scenes. I love the tropical maps. Look at that big mountain over there. Ooh, we've got another island over there. It's the mainland potentially over there. Oh, we got a little bit of land here. Is this mainland here? We can just sort of scurry across this shore. Nope, this is just a slightly bigger island. Excellent. Where is all the rum gone? Why is all the rum gone? Just think of that scene out of Pirates of the Caribbean. I think I mention it a lot in my live streams because my dad, he likes to quote that one a lot. Hello, birdies. We're just gonna come past you. Oh, that's a. You didn't see anything. No friggin' way. You didn't see anything. Well done, devs. That's classic. There you go. It's a bit of an Easter egg, is it? I think. All right, very good. All right, so what do we got? Let's start on this part of the island. Firstly, it's not a huge map. Like you can see, this is corner to corner just here. Not massive. We've got Silverdale just here with a few. What do they got? They've got a refinery. They've got a goods factory, a tools factory. They've got some iron outside. They've got a con mats factory. They've got a lot going on down here. There's some oil wells, some timber, a steel factory, some farms, and more oil wells, more timber. Looks like we can make the sawmill just there outside of Castle Point. So a nice sort of hop, skip, and a jump through with some nice scenic tours. You know what? You could just wallop a passenger line that way, but I think a passenger line down this coastline lends itself to something really pretty. Even maybe a nice bridge that spans that bay potentially there. Hastings up here in the sort of hills, just looking down over the top of them. Very, very nice. They've got a plastics a chemical plant, I should say, and a machines factory as well. More iron ore up here. Where's the coal over here? Ooh, okay, coal's down this way. Right, that's a little bit trickier to get coal down there, especially early on game. The game starts you in 1930. We've got timber, coal. Yeah, so all the coal up here and all the iron up that coastline sort of there. Another sawmill there and some farms. We can probably do something, if I get some mods, we can probably do something fun with the farms where I get some nice fencing and we can do some countryway road style stuff with a lot of farmland out in these sort of flat areas. We can really push the farms right out and around here and get some roadways through. Make it look really nice, I think. So maybe there's a mod straight away we want to get is some farm painting ones. Okay, so that's sort of it. We've got one, here we go, Masterton. Sort of, it marries the two islands together, either side here with a bridge in the middle. I think, look, as much as you've got a lovely kind of a bridge there, maybe we can change your bridge up and get you something a little bit more flashier than that stone one. Or maybe we can leave it as a bit of a, like a legacy bridge, I want to say. Right, so Masterton sort of like it bridges the gap between the two islands. Okay, that's cool. More food, con mats. So there's plenty of resources and a total of what, that's 3, 4. Gladstone's here. It's sort of in the foothills here. Heads further up to Queenstown. And then Palmerston here. And have we got any more? That's it. So we've got 1, 2, 3 on each side. 6 and then 7 is Masterton to hook up. So, oh no, we've got Port Charles down here as well. Look at old Port Charles just hanging down the bottom here. Right, okay, so Port Charles lends itself to some nice sort of shipping into Silverdale, Castle Point, and even Masterton. So those 3, those 4 can actually ship it to each other nicely. And potentially maybe we won't even do that. We might just ship to Castle Point and then we can ferry out to these other towns from one shipping port. So we'll make 1 port per side and then Masterton can probably have its own. I think that would be a nice sort of thing to do actually. And then, oh, we've got Riversdale Beach. How did I not see this little island town over here? Right, well, that's even better. Okay, cool. That's actually really, really cool to see. Yeah. Maybe we'll set our headquarters up here then or something right in the middle of the map. That could be quite cool too. Okay, so I guess we've got to figure out a place where we want to start today. That's the little map too. That's our lot. What's kind of good to start with? Now, passengers, yeah, sort of, not really. You want to start with a good money maker. I'm having a think Silverdale needs fuel. Silverdale and Castle Point both require fuel. We have a fuel refinery, we have a oil refinery, and we have some crude wells. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Right. So if you're going to use, we've only got 10 million, and I bet that's all in a loan. It is. Very good. If we're going to do this, right? If we're going to do this, we want to do it. We want to do it in stages. So I think if we can send these 3 here potentially. So 2 of them. These guys can come into here. Then we can do a transfer between these ones. So these can come to here, to the central point, before we hop, skip, and a jump over the mountain into Silverdale Refinery. Now, we should make a bit of a rule. You know what might be fun in this rule is if the mountain looks too big, we can't go over it. We either have to go through it. But if it's too fat, like say if you had to go from this point here to that point there, you can't just burr a tunnel through there. Maybe we need to make a bit of a rule in this game, in this playthrough, where we can't just jump over a mountain and if it's too wide, we're not going through it. We've got to make it sort of like that. So for instance, this here, that's going to be fine to go. That little hill, that's fine. That's easy to go over and it's easy to go through there. So we can allow that. Otherwise, we'd have to use alternate methods like going around a bay to get it to there, which is quite fun. That's a good little challenge. So I think that's our little challenge we're going to set for ourselves. Okay. Yeah. So first up, we're going to ship that to there and there. I'm just trying to get this in my head. Then we're going to do a transfer between that and that, right? That and that, that and that. Is that going to work? It is for refined oil. However, we're going to do a transfer from there. Not going to work. You need to have a central hub. All of this side comes into it, and then it ships out from here. Right, so we're going to set up a central freighting hub just outside here, which is actually not a bad idea, to be honest. Should we do it in the mode of a train station? Well, we kind of have to now. Expect to have a bit of money wasted here, gang, early on in the piece. But you know what? If it makes us money, it's going to come off. If it doesn't, we're going to look like idiots. Well, you're not. I am. It's not as flat as you think through here either. Where do you want this central hub to be? Down in this sort of valley section just here, if we can. Shame I don't have any flattening tools available to me. This road has to go. Hope the AI doesn't get too nose turned up too much at the fact that we're deleting it, and it's not. Right, so let's start off with just 2 tracks at 320, the biggest we can get. Right, here we are making this a hub, so you're going to literally face like that way. Train straight off the bat, highly unusual kind of stuff going on here. I'm going to lower you down even further. I want if you look at the front end up here, see how the front end sits quite high? I want the front end to actually sit lower, right? There's going to be less trains heading that way than there is heading down the coastline, potentially, is my thought. Did you want to not... I've done it again, haven't I? I think I do it every playthrough. We've got to go. You've actually got to go to tools, that one. That's just a waste of more money. If this is freight, are you going to run... I'm not going to run catenary either off the strat. We're going to make a rule that diesel's lines will not have catenaries. Okay, cool. Right, it keeps it nice and clean too that way. So, we now have a freight hub-esque established. That means we now have to bring that in, so we can bring it in by truck. So let's get this built up. We've already rinsed the budget just a touch, haven't we? Right, I want a road. We're going with the country. Right, are you happy with this? Look, we can, once we start making money, we can decorate and everything down, okay? Until then, don't bother decorating. Just bish bash bosh it in as best you can. You are, however, I do want to have some buildings on this side, and I'm going to keep it down this end where the sort of flatter end is going to be. Right, nothing too outlandish. Literally like that at the moment. We're keeping everything super duper simple. I'm not even going to run rail. We're going to run trucks that way. In terms of, in the 1930s, it's been a hot minute since I've played 1930s. Let's just check our trucking situation in the 30s. Look at that hill. That's acceptable. That is actually acceptable. So let me just check the trucking sitch. That's a shame. I wanted that to sort of sit up there like that and connect up that way. Can you just put this for me here like this? I want to do something. I know I don't have a lot of money here, but you know how I get with my decoration stuff. I'll accept that. Even though that's a bit of a funny way to go out. So cargo trucks, we've got these tankers which take 8. That's fine. We are running with whatever the map has designated as the vehicles as well, but we will be adding our own vehicles and everything as we go. So like I said, I won't do a mod list yet for the playthrough until I decide exactly what I want to take in, because this is the first time I've seen the map along with everyone. So I wanted to keep it fresh that I had never seen this map before. Right, so we're going to be boshing a train station outside of Castle Point in the terms of freight, but we want the ability for freight to run down this coastline into Masterton out the back there, and potentially, eventually, we might even get a freight line that circumnavigates this whole bay. So if we're going to have a freight hub down here, I think it could just sit outside. Basically, we could just attach it as part of this. Could we not? If that's our line there. It's going to go through our farmland. That's even actually better. The fact that we will get some train line through that designated farmland. And if I get the train line sort of in now, I can play with it later, unless we screwed it up the back here. It's quite hilly. It's hillier than you think, so it actually contributes to making this tougher than you'd think. Let's have you just sit down the line here too, because if we're going to have a bay here with a port, this could actually work out really well for us. It's $1 million. Where can you get your cheapest? Down here, 900, 800. I'll tell you what, we can bosh it in there and we can potentially move it later on. Right, so next we want to get some track going in. Okay, we're going to keep you flat if we can. Thanks, champ. We want to keep you flat. No catenary. And we're going to do you in segments. We'll keep you fairly cheap. Now, if there's going to be farm out the back here, the last thing you want is super amounts of... Like, if you're going to have big fields, you don't want just any old train line running through it straight away. But we want to keep some potential speed up. Well, that's heaps. That's heaps of speed. Anything above 150 is going to be good. If you can keep it at 150 heading around this way. Do you want tunnel there? I think we specifically said we don't want big tunnels. I'll happily accept tunnels. I don't really want mega tunnels though. I tell you what, come from this way. Now, you are running a touch higher. You need to head like that way, I think, from that station. Which is a slight decline, which is fine. Slight declines, you know my take on that. Slight declines are fine. Now, if that's the size of that tunnel, that's our run just there. I'm going to take a little bit of mountain out of that. Then I'm going to tunnel. Just keep tunneling a bit longer. Oh, you tricky bugger. I don't want to tunnel on this side so much then either. So if that's your connection point there, you're running like up here. Like that. We could potentially be having a very roller coastery track just here. You come, maybe not. I think it's actually okay. I'm happy with that tunnel. And then we can flatten off that land for the farm later on. Right, it's got a slight curve in it, but you've got to give them some room to do what they got to do. Okay, so now I know that has put the station a bit further away from there, but I think it will be okay if we just do that. Yep, we've got connection, which means we don't have to worry about... well, we have to put a truck stop in anyway because we have to deliver fuel to Castle Point. Okay, so if that's the case, we need a truck stop here, and we'll need... Well, trucks are going to run down. We can run that line down into here. I will upgrade it to the faster road. This one is 80. That one is 60. So we'll up it to the faster road here. going to cost us a little bit. It's going to be... Oh, well, hang on. Before we do that, have you got vehicles that can go that quick? You do what? Your speed, 40. Don't even bother. Don't even bother spending the money on that anymore. In fact, we're going to just now run. We're going to run over the top of this mountain. I'm going to run over it like a steam train. No, I'm not. Okay, we're not playing sport here. Right, so, I guess, you know what I want to do. You know I want to put in a roundabout, but for this episode, I will forego my usual roundabouting. Oh, that's really steep. I'm going to try and keep how steep it is to like a minimal. And the tunnels. Yeah, that's acceptable. Okay, look, it's not the prettiest little thing, but it works. Okay, it's gonna allow our trucks not to get too slow over that big hump as well. They do have a little bit of work to do to get down here, but at this grand scheme of things, that to there is not that far. Okay, it's not that far. So we now have connections. We don't quite have a full connection to here. We may not even need you yet. I will put you in anyway. But for now, we're probably just going to run off these two. Okay. Like so. So, let's put some truck stops in. Let's keep the truck stops light. We'll go 20 meter, but we will go 1. If I have you here, if we can reduce the amount of distance our trucks travel to that stop for the moment, and do everything I can for these early on trucks to have their time reduced, right? That is a short hop, skip, and you know, you could throw rocks at them from there. Okay, I feel a bit bad now for actually doing that. Yeah, bugger it. my moment of feeling bad didn't last very long. I will do that. Okay, you got a little driveway to get in, which I don't mind that. And then, oh, you're so close as well. You know, I'm surprised, you know, you could probably bosh a truck stop in here. And now. Ideally, you could almost run these if we had trucks from the 80s or the Peterbilts even through. You could almost run those just with trucks. But we're not going to do that. Like I said, we're going to run this the way we're going to run it. Okay, buildings wise, how do I want to do this? They're so close. Well, that doesn't feed that anyway, Ham. But it's so close to that is what I'm saying. Like if you put this here, there's your connection point between the two of them. Oh, wow. Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. You need to have the trucks go from here down to the actual depot. Okay. Just running it like that. Keep it simple. Look, running one truck stop is going to be better than running multiple. Are we gonna play the turnaround rule as well? I do like to play the turnaround rule. So rules so far is the mountain rule, the catenary rule. If we're running diesel trains only on a line, no catenaries. If we're running electric and diesel on that line, then we have to put the catenaries on, obviously, for obvious reasons. If we're putting trains on, are we going to make them have to loop to turn around? Yes, we are. Yeah, we're not going to have our trains flip on their heads. That is another rule, okay? Can I just get a lovely crossing here, please? Without getting too emotional on that. I think that's okay. What is going... Oh, I didn't have the curvy. Okay. Okay, we're okay. So, truck stop is going to sit down in here. I'm actually going to wallop it in there. Am I? No, I'm not. I changed my mind instantly. Look, it's going to sit here. I'm going to flip it because in case we have to expand that stop, we're going to put it like that. Give it a road there. Well, you know what? This one's probably better off having the double anyway, if you bring both in. Okay, you win. Thank you. Make it a bit longer too. Are you going to plug that in there? That's, you know, that's going to make that horrible if you do that. If I did this. Not as... I just hate how the roads do that in this game. You have to have a road that goes that way anyway, don't you? New rule. Let's fix this road. To come like that. That is probably one of the worst things I've ever seen, but at the same time, it looks cool. It's all going to get a rework. What is going on with this game? What are you doing? Oh. Oh, we're on a hill here? We are on a hill. Right, okay. Worst spot for a truck stop in the history of trucks. Worst? Why did I not make this? Oh, who cares? It's in now. That is interesting. This is going to be fun for these trucks to come down in here like that. There's a bit of a driveway, but that's okay. And then these trucks come in this way. I wonder if we should... No, just leave it. The trucks can do whatever they want for the moment. They're only short trucks, so they're fine. Okay. Goody gods. I'm going to put the truck stops in town just as... Well, we need actual depot here, don't we? Yeah, we do. You can actually sit... you can actually be attached to this. In fact, I'm just going to have you sit like this for the moment because... As it is with these hills, it's getting ridiculous. Until we've got the money to play with things, then you're going to come in town and drop off. Whoa, down this side. Okay. You're going to drop off just here. Okay. That's a long way you got to get into town, so I'm going to give you a little side street down here. Connecting to that one. Okay, so hopefully you find yourself a better path into there and then back out. Right, cool. That's going to be that for the moment. Ooh, now we get to spend more money and hook things up. Have we got the... No, we don't have Silverdale hooked up yet. Okay, so Silverdale needs to have its building here. So we're going to just pull up you right in the middle of... well, look, we've got food that way and we've got fuel this way. But however, I assume things are going to expand out here further. So I'm actually going to give you your one there. I'm going to switch that around. I want you to have your fuel one here. So you can come in, down, and back out. Make sense? Makes sense to me. Right, and then you don't have a stop here yet. So you can actually have, we'll switch you to be like that. Nice beachside fuel, oil refinery, isn't it? Set up for putting a port in. But like I said, we'll have only a few ports servicing each island, or one port servicing each island. Let's wallop in a couple of lines here. So we want new line that goes basically, right? So this line here will bring refined fuel to there. I mean, it will bring crude to there, and it will take refined oil back to here. Okay, you will be this color. You will be known as silver. Are we just going to go silver like that? Yeah, I'm going to go the town name first, am I? Yep. Or the product. Town name today. Okay, silver. Silver oil. Oil. Refine. Truck. Okay. That's it. We need a separate line because that line there actually has to carry crude oil and it has to take refined back. We actually need a separate line that's going to deliver the fuel. So I love how they've done that. You are going to be that color. I'm going to allow, yes, you guys to do that. I think I might bosh in a third stop for the trucks coming the other direction. Okay, you are going to be silver. Fuel. Delivery. Truck. Lovely. This here, figure, give it a third. We might even need 4 because you're bringing in here as well. It's not a bad idea. This truck stop's getting more and more expensive as we go. Okay, and then I'm also going to those lines. Let's that's lower silver there. I wanted to call that silver side then. Can you please come into 4 for me? Okay, that's your pickup point is 4. You're going to be at 3. No, hang on. You're going to be at 3. That's you. You're going to come into 2 and you're going to come into 1. So new line. We're just going here. It's fine. It's totally fine. It's so close. Okay. Give me that really black one for the oil. You're going to be silver. What? You're just a... Wow, you're just a crude well, aren't you? Yeah, you're just crude. We're just going to call you... Are we just going to call you crude to differentiate? Yep. Yeah, we're just going to call you crude. And that way we know, A, we've got a crude line. B, we've got an oil line. C, we've got a fuel line. Delivery. And it is truck. Once again. Okay. So, now, here's the thing. That could probably take all the way to there. And then go all the way back. However, that's a long trip then. And same goes for that. Even though that's a short trip, adding that for these 40 click trucks an hour is too long. I'm going to call you number 1. Yes, number 1. I don't know why I did that. Okay. All right. And then I'm going to copy that, Control C. I'm going to set a new line, take the negative off. So we're going to go Control V, and then you're going to be number 2. You're going to be that as well. And then you're going to go from here into there. All right, well, they've switched. You've gone into 1 and you've gone into 2. That's totally fine. Well, that makes more sense. Line 1 into platform 1, line 2 into platform 2. And you're all taking the roads I exactly want you to take. All right, so that's good. That is those truck lines sorted out, okay? Last truck line we've got to sort out is the delivery from here to there. So we go new line. We're going to make you this color, which you must be that one, eh? Yeah, okay, so that one you are going to be... Cool, cool. And we're going to call you Castle, are we? Yep, Castle. What are we saying? Fuel. Delivery. Truck. Cool. Okay. We're not finished because we actually have to make sure our trains don't... Well, like I said, we can't have the trains flip on their heads. We actually have to get this train turned around. What is the tightest turn I can have here? It's a slow one. And it goes on the beach. But it won't always have to be like that. I want it to go like that way. But because I've given... oh, that is parallel good. Because of the given circumstances in terms of cost, we're not going to be doing that. So therefore, it is going to do that. Because that signal is to force the train to go back on its back on itself. Right. Now this is where it gets trickier at this end, isn't it? This one is underground a little bit more. Oh crap! Sandwich. You're almost better off going flat under that road like that. Not what I want to be spending money on like this. You know what I mean? Fortunately, that's in the way. So can we sneak past it here? That's quite fun, actually, if we do. Right, so if I get a train line, not like that. If I get a train line here. I want to have you, like, sneak past just there. I think that would look really cool. However, you know how you've got that tunnel just there? I don't want the tunnel from like here onwards. So give me the money back for that. Have open cut, please. Then, because you have to go back into a tunnel there, you can tunnel to there. And then you can go back to open cut once you've hooked up there. Or do we leave it tunneled? What's cheaper? It's cheaper to keep it tunneled. Okay. Here's what it is. You can have that much. It's not that much tunnel, I guess, when you think about it. That's a cool little that's actually, I like it. Even though they're tight little twisty turns, I'm digging it. I'm down with it. I'm all over it. Give me a waypoint. Yeah. This is gonna be this. We're gonna get some love. We're gonna get some beautiful builds out of this with these rules in place. Sometimes rules you can actually get. It forces you to have to do something really special. So I'm really excited for that. Yep. Okay. So we don't need to put a signal on that. We're only going to be running one train. Let's go new line. So we know that we're going to go from here to there, into here, into there. Now you're going to call this your classic figure of 8. All right? It's your classic figure of 8. The color of you, we're going to keep you this color. Now, because it is running a mixed fuel. Well, we're just taking refined to refined into actual. Well, it's refined everything, isn't it? Refined oil into refined fuel. So we're going silver to Castle fuel. Is it? Fuel. That's it. That is it. That's all we're going to call it. We're not going to overcomplicate this. Right. Keep it simple at this point in the game. We also need a depot for that. So all this, I'll be honest, we haven't bought the vehicles or the train, I know, but all that infrastructure has cost us 7.4 million, and that's with me doing a couple little stuff ups here and there and changing. Not too bad, realistically. Okay, we're going to slot you. I'm actually going to put you up here. I'm actually going to, well, can I have you like nice and square here? No, is this probably going to add to my, no, well, don't put it there then. I was like, it's probably going to add to my cost. Get it somewhere where it's not going to add to your cost too much. There's no real flat areas, and I want it to kind of look like it's, I'll tell you what, for the moment, it can just sit here. Next to this, it's because it's kind of flat here. Yep, okay. Bring your track around. Okay, it's probably temporary because we've got a line here that will need to come out eventually as well. So yeah. Right, let's buy some vehicles and be done with this. The vehicles we can buy from here, we can send down that way. So we know that we've got, let's bring them up. You. I could just do it from here. No, well, don't. Do it from here because you had it in order. One. These are all our truck ones, okay? These are trucks. We'll do the train last. Okay, now what? Now, this one here, also, I don't know if that's some kind of new spelling, but it's not. Okay, right, so this one here, I'm going to literally put 2 trucks. How much are they? 97,000 each. Set that on Castle fuel delivery. So Castle fuel delivery. Can I have you here for a sec, please? Manage the vehicles. Did I not set them on Castle fuel delivery? I did not. I must have set them on silver fuel delivery, did I? Which I did. You know what? Well, that's fine. Silver fuel delivery can have those. In fact, we might end up putting another one on there. For Castle fuel delivery, well, I'll do Castle fuel delivery now then. Just 2 trucks. Okay, so it's Castle fuel delivery. Right. I haven't got them named the wrong way, have I? Just tab that for me quickly. You guys should go straight ahead. Ah, perfect. Right. Go back to that. Right, so silver oil refinery truck. That is this one here, doing the transfer between there and here, which is the longer run. So you're going to get, I'm going to put, one other thing. I could be getting these trucks here to pick up some there and bring back here, couldn't I? Don't do it. Don't overcomplicate it. Leave it for the moment. So that's some good advice. I'm going to go with 6 if I can for that. That's 500,000. Set those on that one. That's gone. Buy. I think we just want to get maybe we'll get, I think, well, you're going to need multiple here for these. So 5, give me, how much can I get 10 for? Push it and get 12. And go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You guys can go on number 1 and you guys can go on number 2. Okay, so that's the trucks taken care of there for the moment. Anyway, we'll probably have to play with the numbers a little bit to get that working well. So, you're not going to buy a train for 391,000. You off your head if you think you are. What do we got here? Well, we've got Steam, and more Steam. Oh, we're back in the Steam era. This is fantastic. We want to keep it nice and cheap. Okay, we want to keep this nice and cheap. What do we got in the way of nice and cheap? 266. Well, you're going to get a locomotive for that much, and then we just need maybe half a loan to get some wagons. What's something? We don't need something super quick. I think 75. Okay, so we're going to need more of a loan. Let's borrow. We'll see if that takes us up to 12.5 million. Let's get the one that does 60. I think that's a good middle ground. So it's going to cost us 1.5 to buy that. Right, and then for the cargo, we're going to go with these tank cars here. They take 12. They cost 93. No, they cost 500,000 each. These cost 200,000. They take 7. They get 3 if you do that. That takes you to 20. It takes you to 36 capacity. $35 capacity. What's the difference? Well, the difference is we can have 35 capacity. They do 80. They do 50. That does 60. You have 24 capacity. You can't have 36 because it costs 3.2. So we're going to run a little bit, or we could. That's still not going to work. All right, well, we can have 35 capacity and run a little bit slower, which I would rather have that. Set that on that. Ladies and gentlemen, that is our lot for today. Are we playing? Yes. Welcome to a brand new little play along. Just to freshen things up on the channel a little bit. Pause here for a second. Yeah, I'm excited to sort of, it's not a huge map, so it's not going to be a big playthrough, but I think we can get some really pretty, beautiful track rides and stuff going on here. And I really wanted to check out some of the DLC maps, which I haven't yet. Here's a shout out to Zero Winter on our channel. He loves his Transport Fever 2, and he's always on in Discord, and we're chatting, and in the streams he's letting us know how his playthroughs are going, and it's fantastic, and I encourage that for more of you to come and do that. Zero was playing the campaign not long ago, and that's something I haven't done either, so we might check out that at some point down the track. But yeah, anyway, we've got all our trucks out and about busily doing their thing. I hope you're going to enjoy this series. We'll probably implement a few more rules along the way. If you've got some ideas, love to hear them in the comments section down below. If you're not subscribed, hey, come along, hit that sub button. It's free. You can stay up to date with all that's happening on the channel as well. We got plenty happening, and we're always going live. I think 5 times a week we go live, plus the content that comes out on the channel as well. I've been Van Ham. I'm changing up my outro a little bit. I'm just flipping it around on its head, so I'm trying this new thing. I used to say, stay safe wherever you are, stay glued to your screen, and get out of here, which didn't make sense. So I'm going to say, stay safe wherever you are, get out of here, and also, as always, stay glued to your screen. Okay, let's do this track right along and get on board. Oh, that's great. I love it.